This video is for me in the future. It's basically just kind of going to be a whole thought dump and me trying to work through some stuff, and I'm just going to post it because I can, but I got a bunch of things I got to figure out. I got big dreams, goals, and ambitions, and I'm trying to plan out how they're all going to work. I would say I'm halfway through starting my homestead. Been here 4 years, got solar, rainwater collection, a guest quarters, which I'm currently living in, which will eventually become the guest quarters after I get my permanent house built. I just wanted to be able to take my time at that. Homesteading here is pretty much straightforward. My plan and future self let me know how it worked out, but my plan is to build a house slowly over the next few years. Do it exactly how I want to, no pressure, because I'm currently in a great living situation, and continue to grow my beard care and coffee business, all that at narrowwayhomestead.com. That plug was for you guys because I'll already know what my website URL is. I want to continue to grow that. I really want that business to be standing on its own and not me have to make a post every day on social media saying, hey guys, I've got, this really cool beard product. It helps make it softer and all that. Like, I don't want to have to just repeatedly do that. So I'm hoping that business stands on its own and is able to fully support my lifestyle out here after I finish building stuff, and just maintain. Obviously the initial purchases and, building a house is not cheap. All that stuff, as long as I'm funding it some way or another, whether it's through paid videos or what have you. So anyway, all that stuff, I pretty much have a idea of what the plan is. The future stuff that I'm really not sure about, that I'm working through, and we're going to see how it goes. I kind of want to have another business that funds my homesteading school. I want to take 50 acres, 20 acres, some amount of land, and set it up almost like a community, but nobody except for one individual who I'll somehow find. I have no idea how I'm going to find a stable individual to run a homestead school, but at some point there's going to be some homesteaders that are just not able to take care of their own property and wishes they had help, and they could literally just move there, cost them nothing, and they just have to work with the students that come to the school to do everything. I know I'll be able to find somebody like that. Personally, I'm an introvert. I don't know if I'll ever fall into that role. I might though. You never know. I could end up being a really chatty old guy. I'm learning to be chatty by making all these videos. I'm usually not much of a talker. But I really want to find people who want a homestead typically don't have a ton of money. And so nobody can afford to pay $5 grand plus all their expenses to come to a homestead school for 4 months, 2 months, whatever the duration is going to be, to learn stuff. So I have to find a way to fund it, at least partially, so that the people that want to come, it doesn't cost a fortune to do it because they're saving money for land. I really just want to equip people with skills, and right now free videos is an awesome way to do that. So I'm going to keep going over my systems and different things in videos so I can help people right now. And as far as purchasing the property, I've initially purchased a 3-acre homestead that can be renovated, hopefully flipped for a profit, and those profits can then be dumped into raw land where I can kind of do it again. How I'm going to fund it, I'm not sure. One of my ideas, and future self, let me know, is it a good idea to bring people out for like 1 week or weekend quick homesteading, like schools, if you will, where we just focus on like one thing? Solar weekend, or rainwater collection week, and have materials on hand and build it for like all these different little cabins I'll have going. Design different systems possibly for each cabin so people can see the pros and cons of like a bunch of different systems. Maybe throw a well in. Just a lot of ideas. Maybe the people that just want to come learn specific things will pay a fair amount, and that will subsidize the people that come for longer durations. Now, of course, there's just going to have to be an application process and a wait list on the people that want to come for a long time. And not everybody's just going to be accepted, because if I keep the price low, more people will want to come than I have capacity for. So I'm just going to have to do something like that. Those are my initial thoughts. I'd really like if the Homestead School could be its own business in some way, and I can hardly bring people out and train them to run some kind of like business and actually get enough productivity out of them while they're just learning to actually like sell a product that would fund it. I don't see that as being a viable option. The other option is to just start a completely different type of business and have the funds, you know, just essentially subsidize the homestead. But then who's running that business? And is that me? Do I have time to do that? Like, do I want to do that? You guys see my thought process and dilemma, right? Like, I'm like, there's so many ways to do this. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards at the moment. Okay, this video isn't just for my future self. You guys are gonna have comments, opinions, ideas that I haven't thought of. I'm gonna have to check the comments and see what you guys are saying, because somebody's gonna have an idea I haven't thought of. Will Survives is currently here. Well, I'm supposed to be helping him out by providing him an education. He's supposed to be helping me out, which I haven't talked to him yet about, but I need to just have a conversation and be like, dude, I want to run a homestead school. I want to teach people how to do this. I need to teach you in a way that you're receiving it and that it's helpful. And if I'm like not being a good teacher to you, like I have got to know, like you've got to tell me like if he does something and I'm like said don't do it that way, or really recommended against it and he did it anyway, I'm just gonna be like, why did you do that? And I'm not gonna be like upset or anything. Like I have to know why you made that choice. And every student is going to decline a number of things the teacher teaches them, and that's part of being an individual and learning things for yourself. And sometimes you will prove your teachers wrong, and if I'm going to be in a teacher position of some sort, I'm going to be proven wrong. And like you can't just be like full of yourself. Like you have to be like, whoa, the student taught me stuff, that's so cool. So yeah, Will is supposed to be helping me become a better teacher, or maybe become a teacher, period. I don't even consider myself a teacher, and I'm supposed to be equipping him with stuff that benefits him going forward. And on the back end, the minor thing is I'm compensating him for the things he's actually helping me with, and I'm getting some help here. But the ultimate goal is not, he helps me get some stuff done, I give him a couple bucks towards his future. The ultimate goal is he comes away with knowledge and I come away with knowledge. That's where the big wins are going to be. So yeah, that's my idea for running a homestead. And then like a homestead school, the problem is if it's a hands-on, eventually at some point after a number of cabins are built or whatever it is I do, maybe one will be a log cabin, one will be this, one will be that, I have to like, eventually I'm going to end up with like a whole community thing. And I'm not doing communities, communes, I'm not doing it. I'm not involved. No, not doing it. The only community I'd be involved in is like a neighborhood where everybody's literally deeded. And I could subdivide the land, because I'm going to do it on unrestricted land. It could be subdivided and sold, but then bringing roads in there and stuff, like, oh man, it could work. I'm just not sure, because at some point I'm going to have a finished community living space as my homestead school, and then am I going to keep it or am I going to do the same thing? I guess I'm just going to have to figure that out. See how well it went building it, and then see how well it does a couple years after it's been built and everything's like finished and there's no more room to build stuff, and see how it does like just showing how it works. And see what's more beneficial. Maybe I'll keep both, but it's going to have to actually end up being profitable enough to purchase another section if I don't sell it. This homestead school thing does not have to make money, except for the fact that it has to make enough to keep itself going. And if it needs to expand, well, it's going to need to somehow fund that too. these are my thoughts. This is how I'm thinking about, and I am, unless like a bunch of people like just, and see, I don't want to take donations and like get this homestead school running with like a bunch of donations or turn it into a 501c3 and like this whole nonprofit thing, and then you have to have like a board, like directors or something, and it's this whole thing. I'm not a paperwork guy, like, you know, but to get tax deductible donations, and then you take donations and then people are mad because you're not teaching them the right way. And like if I literally fund it myself for the most part, and like, yeah, and I'm kind of hoping I can do some of it, like on this property. I might be able to get some companies to reach out and say, hey, I'll do this part of it for you, that part of it for you, in exchange for you making our company known throughout your entire social media, and we get more business from it, and then it's a profitable venture for them, and I get something fixed up. I can kind of do it that way because it's everybody mutually benefits and it's not a donation. I just don't want to be obligated to a bunch of, or feel obligated to a bunch of people who donated money for a homestead school, and instead of me teaching them how to forage for mushrooms, I'm teaching them how to build a rainwater system, or, you know, whatever they're upset about. It's so nice down here, guys. Sometimes you just need to go off into the woods and think, even though like I have this awesome homestead like built up like way up there. I get my best thinking done down here, and I'm thinking out loud. Like, how can I best do this? How can I benefit like people that want a homestead that don't have much money, but yet not dedicate all my resources and life to the whole thing going? And I can see myself after my homestead's built, like I would love to hop over to this homestead school and like I'd put in some time like teaching people stuff and specific things. And there's things that other people are better at than me. Cooking, canning, that's not me. I won't have trouble finding people better than me at that to teach that stuff. And that's all very necessary things. There's going to be people better at foraging than me. I can forage some stuff. There's people that are way better at it than me. So I can definitely bring in some people. These people would probably have fun. Hopefully the homestead school can at least compensate their travel. Yeah. So yeah, these are my thoughts, guys. If you guys have any ideas, I'm going to happily read through the comments and just see what comes up. But this is me just brainstorming, trying to figure out how I can make this vision I have happen. And I don't need it to happen in the next 5 years. I'm going to be upset if it's not happening in the next 10 years. But I don't need it to happen in the next 5 for sure. I don't even have a house that I'm like saying is my permanent house that I want to stay in. So I've got my own personal projects, but I just know if I want to do this, I need to get kind of started now. Even if the ball's rolling slow to start with, at least it'll be rolling, and as I get more time or effort to put into it, I can expedite it. So anyway, future self, let me know how it all worked out, even though you can't. Like, is that how it worked out? Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you will. Catch you in the next one.